I just wanted to share my experience with this in case anyone else is considering it. I have been using this tub regularly for over a year, and I feel like I have a pretty realistic sense of what it is like to live with, not just look at in a showroom. This is a freestanding bathtub with two different massage systems built in. One is the Whirlpool-style water jets that push moving water around your body. The other is the air bubble system that sends a lot of tiny bubbles up through the water. It is made for someone who actually takes baths and wants more than a quiet soak once in a while. If you are only using a tub for quick rinses, I do not think you would get much out of what makes this one different. But if you like long baths at night, sore muscles after work, or you just want a bath that feels more like a routine you look forward to, this fits that use. The size matters in real life, so I will put it in plain terms. It is 59 inches long, and it is deep enough that when I sit back, the water can cover most of my body instead of just my legs. I am average height, and I can stretch out without feeling folded up. It does not feel like a cramped tub, but it also does not take up the entire room the way some oversized tubs do. It is the kind of size that can work as a replacement if you are coming from a typical alcove tub space, as long as your bathroom layout is not unusually tight. Visually, it is a simple oval shape. In my bathroom, it does not pull attention in a loud way. It just looks clean and normal, which is what I wanted. Freestanding also means you see the tub from more angles, so I cared about the finish. The acrylic surface on mine has stayed glossy, and it has not developed that dull, scratched look some tubs get when they are hard to keep clean. It feels solid when you lean on it or shift your weight. It does not flex in a way that makes you feel like you have to be careful getting in and out. I will talk about setup, because that is where people can get surprised. The tub itself is heavy. Mine was around 127 pounds before water goes in, and it is not something I would try to move into place alone. I had help getting it positioned, and I hired a professional for the electrical. This tub needs a dedicated 120-volt, 30-amp line for the pump and heater system. If you are not used to electrical work, this is not the place to learn. Once everything was connected correctly, mine worked immediately with no leaks and no weird noises. Day-to-day use is pretty straightforward. I fill it like a normal bath, and I make sure the jets are covered with water before I turn anything on. That is one of those small instructions that actually matters. When I follow that, the system runs smoothly. When the water is high enough, I can use the Whirlpool jets for a stronger massage feel or switch to the air bubbles for something gentler. The Whirlpool jets are the deep massage option. When I have lower back tension or my legs feel sore, that moving water pressure is what I go for. It feels closer to a spa tub experience, where the water is actively pushing and circulating around you. It is not silent, though. You do hear the pump. In my bathroom, it is a steady mechanical sound, not a rattling sound, and it has been consistent over time. I do not personally find it annoying, but if you expect complete quiet, you should know it is not that. The air bubble system feels totally different. It is softer and more evenly spread out, and it feels like a light tingle across your skin rather than targeted pressure. On nights when I want to relax but I do not want a strong massage, the bubbles are what I use. It is also the mode I use when I am trying to wind down without feeling overstimulated. I like having both because I do not always want the same thing. The built-in heater is the feature I ended up caring about more than I expected. Before this, my baths would cool down and I would either add hot water and mess up the level, or just get out earlier than I wanted. With this tub, I can stay in longer without chasing the temperature the whole time. It does not feel like it is trying to make the bath hotter and hotter. It feels like it is holding the warmth steady. For me, that changes how I use it. I am not rushing. I can actually sit, read, or just relax without checking the water every few minutes. The control panel is simple, and I appreciate that. I tap to switch between the jet modes and adjust temperature. It responds quickly, and I have not had any issues with it freezing up or needing resets. I have used it with wet hands like anyone would, and it has held up. This tub also has underwater lighting. In practice, I use it more than I thought I would. It cycles through different colors on its own. I cannot lock it to a single color, so if you want one specific look every time, that might bug you. For me, it is more of a background thing. At night, with the main bathroom lights off, it gives enough glow to feel calm without being bright. It is not essential, but it does change the mood a bit, especially if you take baths in the evening. Cleaning has been easier than I expected for a tub with jets. The acrylic is smooth and non-porous, so soap scum does not stick aggressively if I rinse after use. My normal routine is to rinse, then wipe it down with a soft cloth and a gentle cleaner. I avoid anything harsh because I want the finish to stay nice. The jets on mine are stainless steel, and I have not had mineral buildup that looks ugly or feels rough, but I also do not ignore it. Every so often I do a more thorough clean, and I have not noticed smells or stagnant water issues. The system is designed to drain, and in my case it has not turned into a maintenance headache, but you do need to be the kind of person who does basic care instead of letting it go for months. In real use, I have a few practical notes. The tub is deep, and when it is filled to a comfortable soaking level, it uses a good amount of water. That is not a deal breaker for me, but it is something you notice compared to a shallow bath. Also, because it is freestanding, you want to be sure your floor is properly prepared and level. If your bathroom is older, it is worth having someone check that during install so you do not end up with rocking or stress on the plumbing connections over time. Another thing is space around the tub. Freestanding looks nice, but you need enough clearance to clean around it and to make it feel like it belongs. In a very small bathroom, it can start to feel crowded fast. In my room it fits well, but I measured carefully before I committed. After more than a year, my overall take is that it does what it claims in a very practical way. The Whirlpool jets give a strong massage. The air bubbles give a gentle full-body feel. The heater keeps the bath from going cold too quickly. The lighting is a small extra that I actually use. The acrylic has been easy to wipe clean, and the controls have been reliable. It is not for everyone. If you do not take baths often, it is more tub than you need. If you want a totally silent bath, the pump noise will remind you that you are using a jet system. If you want lighting you can set to one exact color, this one just cycles. And if you do not have the right electrical setup, you will need to plan for that. But if you are someone like me who really uses a bathtub to decompress, this has been a consistent, comfortable thing to live with. I do not have to baby it, and I do not feel like I am constantly maintaining it. It has just become part of my routine on nights when I want my body to loosen up and my brain to slow down. I will post full information about the WOODBRIDGE BJ100 Whirlpool air bubble heated freestanding tub in the comments section. See you in the following videos.